Welcome to the Dub Dive. Tonight, we're jumping right into the thick of it. A full slate of Major League Baseball games just wrapped up.
That's right.
We've got all the summaries here, and, well, our mission isn't just to read you scores.
No, definitely not.
We want to dig into the key results, the big moments, the standout players. We're aiming to give you the real story behind the numbers.
Exactly, because it's not just who won, right? It's how they won. And what that tells us about these teams, well, right now in the season.
Yeah.
Getting that context, the highlights, it gives you a much better picture, and honestly, pretty quickly, too.
Okay, so let's unpack this then. There was some serious action tonight. Let's start with the games that weren't even close. The real dominant displays.
The blowouts.
Yeah, the blowouts. And leading the pack has to be the Toronto Blue Jays. Wow, 15-1 over the Colorado Rockies.
15-1. That's a statement.
It really is. Talk about an offensive clinic. Their bats were just on fire right from the start. Multiple guys with multi-hit games, driving in runs left and right.
Just relentless pressure.
Totally. And the Rockies pitching. Well, they just had no answer. Looked like they were struggling with command pretty early on.
Yeah, you could see it. That's a massive confidence boost for Toronto, hitting like that.
No doubt. And, not too far behind in terms of dominance were the Philadelphia Phillies. They put up 13 runs against the Orioles, winning 13-3.
Another big number.
Yeah.
Especially against Baltimore, who've been pretty solid.
Right. It was an offensive barrage. The Phillies just exploded, chased the Orioles starter early. They were just making solid contact, working counts.
Applying constant pressure.
Exactly. Baltimore staff just couldn't seem to slow them down. That kind of win sends a pretty strong message from Philly.
Absolutely.
Then you had the Houston Astros handling the Miami Marlins 8-2, showcasing that offensive firepower we expect from them.
Yeah, classic Astros. They got going early, didn't they?
They did. First inning, bats were alive, key guys getting those big extra base hits, building a comfortable lead.
When their core hitters get going like that, it really underscores why they're always seen as contenders. That consistent run production is huge.
Definitely. And shifting gears slightly, the Detroit Tigers got a nice win over the Minnesota Twins, 6-3.
Okay, American League Central action.
Yep. And this one wasn't really a slugfest, more like good, solid baseball, strong pitching, timely hits.
Fundamentals.
Exactly. They grabbed an early lead and kept control. Their defense made some key plays, too. And the bullpen shut the door when Minnesota tried to rally.
That's a big win for Detroit in that division. They needed that.
For sure. And we saw kind of similar effective games from a couple of other teams. The Angels beat the Rays 5-1.
Balanced approach there, it sounds like.
Yeah, very balanced. Pitching limited Tampa Bay. Hitters got enough runs, especially with some clutch two-out hitting. Just a clean, efficient game.
Minimizing mistakes.
Right. And out west, the Diamondbacks beat the Padres 6-2. Another, strong all-around performance. Pitching held San Diego's lineup down, and the offense capitalized when they had runners on.
Good execution. So those were the more one-sided affairs. Okay, so we've covered the games where one team really ran away with it. But let's talk about the other side of the coin, the games that kept you glued to the screen.
The nail-biters.
Exactly. Those ones where fans are on the edge of their seats.
Yeah.
And it makes you think, right? What actually makes a game a true nail-biter for you?
Good question. For me, it's when every single pitch feels critical. Like the whole game could turn right there. And you see the managers playing chess.
Yeah, that strategic element becomes so clear. Well, we definitely saw that with the Guardians and the Mets. What a game. Interleague matchup, goes into extras.
Guardians pulled it out 7-6.
Right. And it was just back and forth the whole time. Lead changes, big hits from both sides. Just a roller coaster.
How did Cleveland get the winning run?
Well, they got it done in the extra frame. Bit of small ball, actually. A stolen base put a runner in scoring position, then a sac fly brought him home. Showed great resilience against a Mets team that can really hit.
Nice execution under pressure.
Then over in the National League, you had the Pirates and the Giants. Pittsburgh wins that one 5-4. Another one that went right down to the wire.
Always tight when those two play, it seems.
Yeah, really tense. Back and forth scoring again. Some fantastic defensive plays, keeping runs off the board.
So what was the difference for the Pirates?
They just managed to capitalize late. Strung together a few hits, maybe took advantage of a slight miscue or two. Just enough to grab that narrow lead, and then their bullpen held on. Really gritty NL baseball.
Sounds like it.
And how about the Brewers and the Braves? Milwaukee gets a tight 3-1 win there.
Ooh, low scoring. Pitcher's duel.
Absolutely. A classic pitcher's duel for most of it. Both starters were dealing. You had Strider for Atlanta looking sharp, but Freddie Peralta from Milwaukee matched him, Kept that ERA looking really good.
Wow.
The Brewers just scratched across enough runs, couple of timely hits, and then the bullpen came in and shut it down. Just shows how vital that strong starting pitching and lockdown relief can be.
Yeah, you don't always need to score a ton.
We also saw a classic rivalry game, Reds and Cubs. Cincinnati just edges out Chicago 3-2.
Another tight one in the NL Central.
Yep. Really well-pitched game on both sides. Good defense, too. The key there was the Reds' bullpen holding off a late Cubs push. That rivalry always seems to bring out intense games, doesn't it?
Always does.
And one more close one to mention. Cardinals beat the Dodgers 3-2.
Okay, Cards over the Dodgers. That's a big win.
Huge win. Another tightly contested NL West game. Just classic National League-style strong pitching, good defense, and finding that clutch hit when needed. The Cardinals pitchers really navigated that potent Dodgers lineup well, relied on command, just a hard-fought victory that really speaks to the competition in that division.
Yeah, some great close games tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic breakdown of those nail biters. But okay, what about the games where, the scoreboard was lighting up, lots of runs, but it still felt competitive? Not blowouts, but high-scoring back and forths.
Yeah, the slugfests that stay interesting.
Exactly. Where offense is king, but the outcome isn't decided till late. Like, Fenway Park, Red Sox and Royals, Boston wins 8-5.
Okay, 13 runs total there.
Right. Both teams were hitting lots of extra base hits, ball carrying well, it seemed. But the Red Sox just had that little bit extra, came up with some key two-out hits in big spots, wore down the Royals pitching.
Those clutch hits make all the difference in high-scoring games.
And then you had the Rangers and the Yankees. Another 8-5 score. This time, Texas gets the win.
Rangers outslugging the Yankees, okay. Significant AL matchup.
Definitely. Lots of power on display. Home runs, doubles. Both offenses were clicking.
So what pushed Texas over the top?
Just seems like really consistent pressure, especially from the top half of their lineup. The Yankees kept it close for a bit, but the Rangers just kept coming, kept adding on. Shows their resilience in, a really tough American League.
Yeah, getting a win like that against the Yankees is always big. So if you step back and look at the whole night, it really shows you everything baseball has to offer, doesn't it?
It really does.
You had the dominant wins, almost like batting practice sometimes. Then the super tight pitching duels where one run feels massive. And of course, those extra inning games that just drain you.
Yeah.
It just highlights how many different ways teams can win or lose, for that matter. It's not one size fits all.
Absolutely. I mean, baseball fans really got treated to an exciting day of action all around. Hopefully this deep dive gives you a good feel for what really happened beyond just the final scores.
And you got to remember, these results, they all matter. They shift standings, they impact playoff races, wild card spots. Every game counts, especially now.
Yeah, the implications are huge.
That pressure builds.
It really does. The unpredictable nature of the game was just, well, it was on full display tonight. Kind of reminds you why it's still America's pastime, right?
Couldn't agree more.
So thinking about all that, what does this slate of games mean for these teams going forward? Especially maybe those teams that pulled out a tight one or the ones that made a huge statement. What's the one thing from tonight that really sticks out to you?